how are people like this? Like, this is on purpose, okay? Well, I've said it for a while. You know, government indoctrination camps makes people incredibly stupid. Like, since they put in the Department of Education in the US under Jimmy Carter, the US went from first in the world to like 24th. Of course, they lethally inject kids now with like 50 different lethal injections, all full of aluminum and all kinds of stuff, which is giving all the kids dementia. But, and what do they say? Everyone's got, it's not Alzheimer's. They've all got the, I'll put it on screen, whatever it is, but that's all from the lethal injections. Then they watch television programming all day, which is literally propaganda from the CIA, which has no truth in it, and basically mind controls them through broadcasting, just like spell casting. And then most of them literally drink rat poison and bathe in it. It's called fluoride, and it's in most of the water supply in the US, and no one seems to notice. But of course, they're so dumbed down, they can't notice. And then most people are on things like Prozac. Fluoride is the main ingredient in Prozac for a reason. It makes you apathetic, your problems don't go away, you just no longer care about them. Water fluoridation is mass medication. Of course, they got the kids in the government indoctrination camps where they try to suffocate them for the last 3 years.
The things that made me different made me special. They let me do something and bring something to the table that no one else could. After time, I found out that what made me different was my superpower.
Which limits their oxygen and actually causes brain damage. They've been trying to lethally inject them all, which is killing a lot of them. And they're trying to rape them and they're trying to change all the boys into girls and cut off their penises, and all the girls into boys and cut out their uteruses, all for the genocide depopulation, of course. But no one seems to notice because they're all so drugged up and dumbed down. And people are like, we've got to protest against the government schools. It's like, don't send your kids to the government schools. Like, it's worse than child abuse at this point. It's basically a death sentence at this point for most kids. Not to mention, after 12 years, they don't know anything. And they just make them sit there in desks all day. I don't even think they have physical education anymore, on purpose. Because if there was one thing you would want for young kids, is that they get a lot of exercise, run around, use that energy. But no, they sit them in a desk, and then if they fidget too much, they give them meth. And everything's so safety featured nowadays. Like, the kids can't do anything for their safety. Like I said, I was born in the 1970s. My dad would drive drinking a beer down country roads at 100 miles an hour. I'd be in the back of the pickup, and we'd all laugh when one of us bounced out of the back and landed on the gravel road, and we're all cut up and bloodied. And now, if you don't have like a triple car seat with like a helmet on your little kid, the cops will come and extort you and kidnap you. It's amazing how it's changed. Here's children playing on a playground in Dallas, Texas in the 1900s. Like, look at how high that is. That's like 20 feet up. Like, if you fall down on your head, you'll die. But that was a children's playground. And I remember those, actually. I was on one. It wasn't 20 feet, but it had to be at least 15 feet high. I fell down and totally sprained my wrist. Boy, did I learn. I learned a lot. That's like the best education. It's like, don't go on that 15-foot high thing if you don't know how to hang on to it. But no, they don't teach anyone that anymore. Here's what they do teach them. Who can name the 3 branches of government? Well, the true answers are corporations, pedophiles, the media. Meanwhile, if you're unlucky enough to live in communist Canada, here's an Ontario high school teacher wearing a massive prosthetic bust to class. Apparently this guy who wears this the giant tits, fake tits, is like a shop teacher teaching the kids. And apparently it's illegal in Canada to criticize this guy who's doing this. The school released a statement. We're aware of discussion on social media and in the media regarding Oakville Trafalgar High School. We would like to take this opportunity to reiterate to our community that we're committed to establishing and maintaining a safe, caring, inclusive, equitable, and welcoming learning and working environment for all students and staff. As a school within the Halton District School Board, Oakville Trafalgar High School recognizes the rights of students, staff, parents, guardians, and community members to equitable treatment without discrimination based upon gender identity and gender expression. Gender identity and gender expression are protected grounds under the Ontario Human Rights Code. Obviously seriously demented, and seriously enjoys like being sexually provocative in weird ways with little kids. And what's to stop him from, like, next week having like a giant dildo outside of his pants, or I guess his dress or whatever? And if you don't like it, well, you're going to jail. That's communist Canada now. But the answer, of course, is just get your kids out of the schools.